Ride around my top down, window shaking a lot now. I'ma stay proud, no Kane Brown, but I thank God for these days now. Don't make sounds, crash glass, no rebounds. End town, Nashtyville, and I stay proud now. Hey everyone, welcome to Nashtyville. As always, it's your main man, Young Gray. Today I got Karen with me. Hey Karen, how's it going? How you doing over there?
I'm doing amazing. Thanks for having me. It's good to see you guys.
For people that don't know Karen, Karen is the one and only, the best, the greatest, and also Care Bear is the nickname that I call her. So if you refer to Care Bear, that's Karen right there. Now, on the show today, we have one of my mentors, I'm proud to actually be helping him out now and mentoring him a little bit in music and stuff like that. But one of my mentors, which is Don Martin. How you doing over there, Mart?
Oh, I'm doing good. Good morning, everyone.
It's good to have you on, man. This is great. I think the world needs to know who you are. There's a huge thing going on right now with you about who is that guy, right?
I've seen that. I've actually seen the pod. I've seen friends have showed me like, do you realize people are talking about you? I said, no, I didn't. But yes,
Like who is that guy? And that's a good way to transition into this because people are wondering who you are right now. So, give us a little background on yourself.
well, I'm a person that likes to sleep in and get plenty of rest, as you can tell this morning. Other than that, I am actively engaged in the arts. Retired from the United States Navy, and now I am so much into the arts. And luckily, I met you a few years ago, and I've taken my little hobby to the next level to officiate it, to legitimize it, and actually prepare to showcase what I have held inside for like 40 years, and that is the love for music, basically just entertaining. So it's a
Okay.
summary.
Heck yeah, man. That's pretty dope, man. So I knew you had love for music, but
Absolutely.
one of the biggest things and that I've seen you on recently has been acting, man. You've been
Yes,
killing
sir.
in the acting game. How's that
Yes,
been
sir.
going?
It's actually so much fun. One is because these are indie films, and I have a natural tendency to just, well, absorb the character, jumped into it, really, really, really get into it, and challenge myself to do something different. And acting, as I told the directors, I've been acting since a kid. Kept me from my mom spanking me, so I'm really good at this.
Nice, nice. So tell us a little bit about the characters you portray. There's one character I would say um that you are the king of.
I always play the antagonist, and for some reason, the antagonist has this image of terror. So I do enjoy the antagonist. Every so often, there is a character that I like to bring out, and that's the one that I've been refining, a more elegant, more proper gentleman. But again, always the mean guy, always the tough guy. And so that's the characters that I work on is antagonists. The ones I've had is well, cartels and human traffickers. Not so much the lower end of the underworld, but the echelon of the more, the kings of this underworld. That's the part that I like working on, and which why when I'm in Sicily, I will get to know a little bit of more of that environment, that lifestyle.
So people put you like a Danny Trejo, but you're 10
Oh,
times scarier than Danny Trejo.
uh, well, if Danny Trejo, if you're seeing here, well, sir, you know, I am here ready to meet him, and I hear he slices some pretty good tomatoes with that little knife. So we'll be trying out those Danny Trejo tacos.
Oh yeah, nice.
Well, he's always carrying this big old machete, so I figure, well, young fella, can you take that little knife and slice me some tomatoes? If there's one scary guy, it is me, Mr. Danny Trejo. If you're seeing it, this here's the Don. Well, let's be real. I was in the military, so there are some things that I have witnessed that do make me a little more scarier than most characters out there.
Yeah, exactly. Heck yeah, man.
Well, that could be, but on the street, would you say people are afraid to see you or afraid to approach you? I'm sure in real life you're an awesome person. You're not necessarily aligned with those traits,
Oh
right?
no, what is so great is I'm actually a grandparent, and my
Mm.
grandkids asked their dad, "Dad, can you tell Grandpa to take us to school?" Because this type of grandpa does number one. We get the donuts, we get all the good stuff, and then when I drop them off at the school, they're the happiest kid. But yes, if I do visit other states, other places, surroundings that I'm unfamiliar, there I do get the eyes turn away for some reason. I don't know. Is it the way is it the Kenny Rogers look? I don't know. But am I scary? Well, ma'am, meet me in a dark alley. You being a lady, you don't have a problem. But the young fellow here, well, you be nice.
Yeah, yeah.
You be
I'll tell
nice, okay? Because there's a Dexter everywhere in America.
I'll tell you the one time
Really, just a character, just a character.
the first time I met Martin,
Oh yeah.
I knocked on his
I,
door. He was sleeping, and
oh,
I woke him up. This is when I was in sales, and I
mhm.
remember pitching him a security system while I was running around his car, away from him, because I was like,
No, that is so true. No, no, no. This is really true. Look, something about somebody knocking in my house disrupting my peace when I've been up till 6 in the morning. And then I look and there's happy guy, so excited, talking so fast. And I'm like, hmm, 3 p.m., sir. Why are you knocking at my door? Hi, I'm here selling Vivian. And you are knocking at my door at 3 p.m. Sir, I really need to sell this. And you know the story. Look at this. 8 years later, and we become such good friends.
yeah,
It all worked out,
yeah,
right? It was
yeah.
Yeah.
meant to be.
I was running around the car. He had like this like his Mercedes or whatever. And I'm running around it as I'm pitching him the security system. I'm like, listen, I'm just doing tons of work in there.
But I did buy one. Hey,
Yeah, and he
you were
did get
still
it.
you're a good sales guy. Actually, look, I will have to say that company you work for, their equipment lasted a couple of years. It was really good. So
Yeah.
thank you very much.
Yeah, ever since that day, we became really good friends. I knew the time frame because like he's like, all right, come back tomorrow at like 6. And I was like, all right. And I was back
And
the
he
next
did.
day. I was back the next day at 6.
I will
So
say this, you were such a good salesperson that you actually sold me your equipment. You
hmm
don't know me. It is very difficult to sell something to me, hustle me. I you did a good job. So look at where you're at today. It shows today. Very
hmm
successful man.
yeah, from that before, I mean, that was before like the music, before I had the songs with like Snoop and all the big guys. And it was just like I think I only had at that time like one song, and you recognized the talent from that. And you're like, yo, listen to this. You showed everyone. It wasn't even
Mhm.
like a real song. I did like a Taylor Swift Get Back Together like remix. And you're like,
I
holy
actually
crow.
like that song. I when I heard that song, listen, when you rapped over a country sound in that part, sincerely, I'm telling you right now, David, you had a song in your heart. You had a vision, and look at you. I met you at my door here at 3 in the afternoon. Many years later, look at where you're at now today, sir.
hmm
That's what you really that is your area of expression, and knocking on doors was not your job. Doing what you're doing there, making music, I saw that, and now you apparently see that in me.
hmm
And so I'm like, whoa, come on, let's do this. Let's rock the stage, you know.
Yeah, because you know what it is, man? Like, you're hitting the scene heavy now. Like, visually, you're everywhere. So, like, in all those, like, OT music videos that are coming out, OT Mexican and stuff like
Mm.
that, like it's hard not to see you in there, like, with the
Well,
guitar and that character, and that's why everyone's talking about you.
Well, 11 million views in less than 30 days. It is to me the most exposure I've ever gotten. When I look at it objectively, I ask my children, "Can you please criticize?" Like, no, I just see dad. I'm like, okay. But when I do look at the character, I do feel that that individual does enhance or maybe add a different element to the whole cinematic view, you know. So I
Mm-hmm.
think that's why they've enjoyed having me on board. I do know I know them personally, so I'm grateful, and I actually well, I look forward to working with them again.
Yeah. Yeah. Karen, you know who that OT Mexican is? Have you heard of him before?
I haven't actually. I'm going to check it out.
So
So yeah,
he's literally the king of his category, pretty much, which is
Yes,
like,
Bay City, Texas. That Mexican OT, within a year and a half, he's on Rolling Stone magazine. He's completely selling out every single show that he's just out there. He's a very, very humble man,
mm-hmm,
very, very genuine artist, a very good man, family wise, and well, he's from the good place of Bay City, Texas. You know.
nice. Does he real
awesome.
does he really rock the cowboy hats all the time?
Oh, okay. Yes, sir. We're down here in South Texas. We were hats, as I got mine right over here, and we were boots.
Yeah,
And
Mm.
hats and boots.
something about wearing boots and a hat down here. Well, it's just some good Southern living, you know.
Mm-hmm. So so what sort of project you got coming up? Are you excited for anything coming up?
Absolutely. You know, today being September the 20th is that article. I actually have a video of Don Martin that has not been put out yet. I
Yo,
don't know
that
why.
music video you sent me, by the way, is
Yes, yes.
absolutely out of control.
No way. Well, I will definitely be calling you shortly. I need to put this video out, but I needed to do like a kind of like debut. I was gonna go find one local venue and just gather people. And say, hey, look, I've shown my friends, of course, but I want to show the public, and we'll probably do that maybe this weekend.
Yeah,
I don't
that
know, next weekend.
honestly is probably one of the best music videos that I've seen in 10 years. It was that well put together.
D Green, Dorian Green from D Green Films is a good friend of mine. I was hanging out with him yesterday. He did my video. He does all of OT's videos. He has that look. He has that vision. He has the cinematography. Just an incredible guy. I've got my laptop here. I don't know if y'all can see it, but there's a video on here on D Green.
Okay.
It's a different style of music. Would you say that would it define as trap rock?
Mm, yeah, it kind of has its own lane. I think yeah, probably more trap rocky.
I
Um,
hope it has its own lane. I want to make sure that I'm the only one doing this stuff, and then
yeah,
everyone else can follow suit. I do emphasize the authenticness, which is the instruments, the drums, the bass, the guitar naturally, and just kind of bringing in the old band to the stage. Just a more livelier, what I grew up watching.
yeah. So you're known for playing the guitar. When did
I
you
would
when did you start playing the guitar?
Good question. Roughly, maybe when I was around 11 or 12. Very good story. Being that I grew up in an impoverished neighborhood here in Corpus Christi, Texas, I procured one without purchasing, and that was my first guitar. I did the same act and got a second guitar too. My mother found out that I had these guitars and they saved money and they bought me my first guitar, probably 14, but I'd already been procuring guitars on my own.
Yeah,
Do
yeah.
you understand what
I like that.
do you understand what I'm saying? Like, and I will tell my grandkids this, and I'll tell everybody, it was a church across the street, and they always had a band, and there was a guitar player. So I'm like, I want a guitar, and well, when service was over late at night, this little fella couldn't sleep, and next morning I had a guitar. So
Yeah.
that's it's fair to say that it is very fair to say that I have mastered this guitar because I've spoken with master guitarists here at the university or at the college, and they're like, "Where did you learn?" And I said, well, just exploring and searching old music, Baroque music, before the classical era. And my God, the stuff that I can do with this baby here
Mm.
is
Mm-hmm.
the most beautiful sounds. Again, I'm a classically. I actually incorporate this instrument as a therapy, which allowed me to advance, progress, and be in so many different bands. And I have an interesting style. I really the guitar. I'm bringing it to the forefront. I really invest time into this craft, and I love the guitar. That's pretty much what I can say about that.
Mm-hmm. So like
I love
a
guitar as well. That's awesome.
You guys know I've only been awake about 12 minutes, 15 minutes. So
yeah.
I'm
So
not
All
joking.
good.
the
Like this
Well,
was a shock
you
when
mentioned that
they called me. Huh?
you mentioned that you did acting as a child too. So was that around the same age, 11? Did you start
No.
acting when you played the
Well,
guitar?
in the past 6 years, and within 6 years, I started as an extra 6 years ago, and today I'm a accredited filmmaker. I am the executive producer at the Tortuga movie Compound, and I've done well, at least 7 short films on my own. And but when tell people when I was been nominated twice for best supporting actor in our city of Corpus Christi. When they asked me, "Oh, where did you go to school and all this? How long you been?" I said, "Well, I've been acting since I was a kid. Because if I didn't act right, my mom was gonna spank me."
All right, all
So
good.
that's what I mean. Plus, but I will say this. I will state this that I noticed that I had a liking to people in even though I was a juvenile delinquent and in the systems that I was in, I always was treated nicer. And I don't know if I was treated nicer with better amenities, but I behaved better. And behaving better is an act. When I was in the military, as soon as I landed in boot camp, one of the drill instructors said, "Hey, come over here, young fella," and he made me the flag bearer. Why? That's a very prestigious because there's thousands of recruits, but there's only 50 flags. You know, so then my next military school, they made me the honor guard. I mean, the color guard, then the honor guard. So I'm like, hmm. I have sat next to the president's wife, the first lady of the United States of America, Ms. Laura Bush. I'm sitting there next to her. So I always feel that I do have a certain look or a certain persona or something that distinguishes me from the average, if I may say that. So all of that is, I feel, due to my acting through my character, to look at me. I haven't shaved and it still looks good, doesn't it?
yeah.
Absolutely. Looks great.
Thank you.
What's something that you would like just by looking at Martin, you would want to know right this second? Like
I
if looks could tell. Let's just call this segment if
I
looks
just
could
woke up,
tell.
Curry, and I can dress up
well,
really nice, man. But
obviously you're naturally good looking and naturally
Woo!
talented.
I
So
like
there you
her.
go.
I like her. Hey, what's your number, real quick? Before I'm just kidding.
So you got all that going for you. I was just curious, what you said you were drawn to the arts.
Yes,
So, I
ma'am.
mean, that is something that is passionate to you. Do you think that stemmed from your acting as a child, or where do you think that comes from?
Being poor, being
Mm,
what I mean is, I come from a very large family. I am a first and foremost first generation American. My father came to America at 11 years of age. 11. For a little boy to come from another country to America, crossing the border, going through the fields, the rattlesnakes, all this, there's something to that courageous young man. So if I lose track, I do apologize because I've lost track what I was talking about.
well, what
You're
drew you to acting? And you said your father and being poor is what you had said, and so the stories he probably shared with you were inspirational, I'm sure.
They were really, I have some, but what I meant is when you have less, you have to do more with less. And
Mm.
if you're a poor guy, we get the little brother, "Hey, Dave, tell us a joke." And my little brother would be the entertainer. My sister, "Sing us a song." Then she was singing. When it came to me, well, guess what my talent was? Being the mean kid.
Mm.
That's it. We didn't have. So I feel that as a, humble beginnings afforded me the arts of singing. Right, I can sing literally. I do enjoy singing. Um, Dance. There's some things that you do when you have nothing else but your own little community. So we, in essence, I think we entertained ourselves.
Yeah,
That's amazing. Yeah, that's great.
that's crazy, man. So when did and I know you probably can't dig too deep into it, but like obviously the military as your background and you're like
Woo!
an honored militant, right? Is that the right word? Militant? As or it's
Well,
probably
I'm
not even.
very militant. No, I am a chiseled militant thinker, okay? But the United States Navy saved this poor man here. First, they gave me dignity as the good American spirit. What is a good American spirit? To be an outlaw, to be a rebel. And I will say that there's a interesting memoir that I will write when I get older, that growing up in an impoverished neighborhood, you learn to aggress, you learn to mimic, and you learn to do the most. Well, when you are in the military mindset and you're in another city or another country, you have to have the same skills, adaptability. Sir, when you see mortality,
Mhm.
fatalities, well, guess what? I told everyone, "Oh, I seen my first dead body when I was in fifth grade, okay? So this don't bother me." So that upbringing, it's horrible, but when you live in an impoverished neighborhood, you do see the ugliness of society, the desperateness, the drug addictions, the just horrible living. Militarily, I feel that they brought out the best warrior in me. So salute to my United States Navy and the Marine Corps. I'm honored to have served, and I will forever tell people how badass we are as Americans. Don't tread on us, okay?
Hmm.
So how about that? I
Well,
am
thank you so much for your service, first and foremost. Thank you for that.
sincerely, I have the utmost love for my country because it afforded me to be who I am, to be able to speak with folks like you guys in another place, and we have a common thread. We're Americans, and we use the arts to express, music. Um, so the Navy, hoorah to the Marine Corps Navy, the best thing I ever did, and I was an eighth grade dropout. So being an eighth grade dropout, you have to, well, what is the word? When they get permission, ask someone else. Waivers. That's what it's called. I had to get a waiver for having a GED. Had to get a waiver for being a bad little kid. And what was the other waiver? Oh yes, it's in my federal record. Good old CBD, hemp farmers USA. Back then they didn't. They frowned on smokers. Though I still have an excellent record of running. So
Now, Martin, the one thing I will tell, and I tell this to everyone, Martin is literally one of the smartest guys I've ever met by a landslide. Um, so like since then, now tell us a little bit about the like where like degrees and stuff you you have
good
now.
question. I consider myself a scholarly trained individual. First and foremost, I have attended universities for the minimum of 12 years, 12 years cumulative. I naturally went to a community college 2.5 years, right out of juvenile from the age of 18 and a half for about 2 years. And I learned the basics, how to read and write, how to add one plus one is whatever it is. And I somehow continue to go to school. The only problem is right about 3.5 years of every major, I would switch. So I switched from international business to psychology. I also have a minor in criminology. I love learning. I don't feel that having a certificate that says I have a degree qualifies me as an intellect. I am a Fleet Marine Force DOC, DOC. I am trained for battle. I am trained to save life, but I'm also medically trained. And so 12 years of academic studies will definitely qualify me as a fellow in the School of Hard Knocks. You
Hell
know,
yeah.
I don't I do. I can what I would really like to do is I like to get into a grad program because my thesis is on juvenile delinquency. and I like to take my thesis, apply it to my dissertation. If I can find probably one of those Western universities, and then I shall tattoo PhD on this neck. And
Okay.
it'll shock the world. It will shock the people, but you've got to understand my story. I am a product of an immigrant. My father crossed the border at 11 years of age. And at 11 years of age, I was taken from my mother into the Texas Youth Commission for violent offenses and whatever, whatever. But that is the American spirit. The American spirit is to challenge, is it's not a weak country. We're not a weak country. So I attribute this thinking for many years, 20 plus years, and even post, I'm always at. You saw all of my flags. I am
Hmm.
truly, I epitomize what it is to be an American today in this world that does not identify themselves too well. Well, look, you want to know what to be like? Right here, Don. He's an
Hmm.
American. He plays a little guitar. He has a friend or two, and he supports the farmers. You
Hmm.
know.
what what would what would you tell the young Martin?
I would have shook his hand. I would shake his hand, and I said, "Come here, young man. You're gonna be great, dude." I
Okay.
wish I could use profanity, but I won't. You, I would look at that young man and say, "Hey, man, you're gonna be great." You see, because I tell folks, look, when you sit next to the president's wife, look, with all due respect, when you go in harm's way, something happens to the man. Okay, you get in a little brow, you think you're a tough guy, but when you go into an enemy area, when you go into an area where well, you are an ambassador, good steward. I can't just kill an ant. I'm gonna kill the bad person. There's the mindset. Thanks to the Geneva Convention of 19, what is it, 37, 1942, we learn how to, work in these theaters.
But you also mentioned your grandkids, so you eventually had a family.
Yes, I have two ex-wives, wonderful ladies. If they're watching, I have nothing but praise. I am a grandfather to 8 grandchildren. 2 of them are very active. 3 of them I see all the time. And
Mhm.
being that I'm a grandpa, they ask questions. So when they ask questions, I want to give them the most solid. You can't deviate from grandpa's teachings. Your boy, your girl, you go to work and you wait for him to bring you the food, stuff like that. Yeah. Very, very traditional in a sense. Very, I would definitely say I find myself to be a traditionalist, but in unconventional ways, kind of like in my military uh, training, I do unconventional methods to extract intelligence, which, in layman's terms, I beat the crap out of people,
Yeah.
I
I
try
get
to
it.
okay. I try to play that good, strong American brave guy. Okay, till the death, I will do that.
Hmm. So have
Well,
to
I can
start.
tell that you are a family person because you speak of your dad fondly and all the trials
Absolutely.
he went
Oh
through.
no, I can tell you so many things. I do. That's why I say I think Italy would be a great place because
Mm.
there is such love for family. Family is the most important thing. Nothing greater than that. To have a wife and children, or in your case, ma'am, a husband and children, that's life. That's the most beautiful thing. And then after that, well, we find the arts entertainment, this beautiful family. And that's where I find myself I want to showcase. I find myself wanting to perform for my kids all the time, my grandkids. Hey, look, check this out. Why? Because it's an expression. And one of my grandchildren will become a guitarist. One of my grandchildren will be a good writer. I do promote education, not necessarily public systems, but education in general. Reading a book at home. I read a book all the time. I'm entertained. I'm about to finish one right now from another Mr. Pepe Serna. Life is Art. Very, very good memoir. Um, so family, yes, family is the most important thing
Oh, yeah.
anywhere.
How is Peppa Senna in person? I know you got to meet him. Super nice
Yes,
guy.
if I may, am I allowed to promote his book? I
Of
mean, to me, I
course. Yeah,
wouldn't.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Definitely. That would be unbelievable. You know who Peppa
Well,
Senna is, Karen?
I don't know if I do.
You ever see the
Well,
movie
Right?
Scarface?
Absolutely.
yeah. Okay, so this is Pepe
One of the
Serna.
greatest.
It's called Life
Ah.
in the Art. Okay, I am right now. I bought this one. I am in page 180 something. Such a colorful book. If he's listening here, I know him personally. I spent 14 hours on one day, particularly on set. Very, very much Corpus Christian, very much an artist at heart. Uh, Probably the most creative individual that I personally know that is just full of energy and in the arts. So, Mr. Pepe Serna, I definitely send a shout out to you and thank you so much for affording time with me when I was an extra on a movie called Say My Name by Mr. John Guerra. So, yes, I like to read. I have an obsession with reading. I read everything, no matter when I'm sitting down. Well, here we go. Let's start reading together. Nutritional value.
Hmm.
Breakfast for the champs. Look at that.
Oh, you got your protein. There you
So,
go.
so one thing I want to talk about, because obviously, like, I spent some time out in Corpus Christi, and
Hmm.
everyone that knows Corpus Christi, they know it for one specific thing. Most people,
Yes.
A-
Ooh, como
and
una flor.
and that's
Salida.
Selena. Exactly.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes.
So Selena made such an impact to Corpus Christi. They have a statue of Selena, like right on the ocean side or whatever. Um, Now, like, what impact have you seen from Selena directly?
What impact have I seen?
Yeah, because I'm sure you lived through it while she was going through step by step out there, right? Like while she was blowing up, you were probably
Well,
right there.
absolutely. Well, I was in the teenager. I will say that when I heard the name, first and foremost, I'm a rocker. That means I like heavy metal. I like a distortion. Tejano does not incorporate those type of sounds. Therefore, there was no way that I would have listened to this person. And that's in any situation. Unknowns are unknowns. If I would have known she would be growing up and become famous, it would not really have still made me go listen to the music. I didn't grow. I was a bad boy. I like aggressive music, so I do recall of her. I did not go to shows because I was into that music. You
Yeah.
know, now, oh, now I say her name almost every day. Hey, I'm from Corpus Christi, home of Selena, Selena.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, and I'll be making it up like, yeah, did you know when I was growing up, Selena? Man, I should have gone to them shows.
Yeah.
Okay, dude, you said you like rock and roll,
I went
so
to so when I was in Corpus Christi, like I actually had the honor to meet her dad.
I have met the family. I don't want to disclose too much, but I do have a cousin of mine named Mateo Garcia that was in fact a composer on one of her songs, "Siempre hace frío." So I do know the family. I personally, I think what the father did to elevate his daughter was the most loving thing a father can do. I feel that the father is one of the reasons that she is who she is today. He that's his baby. That was his little baby girl who sang like an angel. And I have a daughter. My daughter, Caitlin Cifuentes, that's my
Hmm.
little angel. She sings like an angel right now. If something's so devastating would happen like that, I think any father will, for the rest of his life, do something to let the world know my baby could sing. And that's what he's done. He's telling the world his baby sing. She was beautiful now, but as a father, I think that was her. That's the one who's really behind her.
Hmm.
It's my opinion. Did she sing well? Well, listen, I'm not an opera teacher. I can't judge that, but I can judge a heart of an artist. You and I are artists. We play our instruments. Most likely, she definitely sung and had love for singing. And I'm honored to be part of Corpus Christi. I'm born and raised here. I see the Selena everywhere. Again, shout out to the family, Mr. A.B. Quintanilla, and everyone else. It is, and I think it's a beautiful story. It's tragic that she is, rest in peace, but she was a Hispanic female who had a passion for singing, and as you well can see, she did sing beautifully.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Kara, were you a fan of Selena?
I got to know her because I had some Hispanic coworkers at the time. I was a teenager and I was working, with some other people that knew of her. So I wouldn't have been introduced to her either because, like Martin, I was more of a hard rock bad boy.
Hey, come on,
Yeah.
I,
Some Guns N'
yeah,
Roses,
my
some
brother,
Metallica,
Green Reaper, yes, Iron Maiden, six six
yeah, all
six.
the
You know what I
things.
mean? Like I wanted to scream.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was tagging along with my brother to any concert I could go to, but my older brother, but yeah.
that's
So I
awesome.
so I as an arts appreciator, and I was a singer as a child too, because my dad actually sung in the symphony in Denver. So, and still does to this
Wow.
day. So I was brought up with that, a music appreciation. So I appreciate her as an artist. And she was very talented, of course.
She was a beautiful woman, definitely a beautiful, and she has done so much for the Hispanic sound, for the Tejano industry, for our little city. To me, just like Mr. Peppa said, and all these, I would like to work just as hard and be remembered just for
Mhm.
something like playing my guitar or being the bad guy in the movie.
Well, dude, I think you are positioned right now to be the
Thank you.
next in line. Like
Ooh,
obviously
I'm
the
ready.
obviously the
Come on, tell
door.
me where to kick door. Come on, tell me where the line is. I'm going straight to the front. Say, by the way, I play guitar, I can act, and that's about enough.
Before we wrap it up, I want you to give me a line or two. So act a line or two, as if you were a character. Any character you want to portray as the bad boy character. Give us a line, something. Can
Well,
you do?
I'm going to Italy. I'm going to Italy, so I've been working on a monologue. I think it's really nice. It's Buona serna, signora e signori. Estoy imparando el italiano. Que tú claramente capires mi comisión de comitar el pecado grande. And then I kill him. Basically,
Yes,
what I
What
said, I
did you
said,
yes.
say? What did you
what,
say?
what I said, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm learning English so that you can clearly understand my commission to commit the cardinal sin. And then I kill him. So, hey, I can say the Spanish too. Hey, I'm for real. No, but that is a monologue that I'm working because I want to epitomize like, I want to be the antagonist. Like, you watch me and you're like, man, I don't know what he's going to do, but he's going to be bad. Look, I'm coming for all them famous people, all them bad boys out there in the movie world, whoever you may be. Beware, Don Martin coming down for you. I'm coming to get you. I'm gonna scare you in your sleep. Watch that.
Hmm.
Watch that. All them tough boys. All Tell Hollywood, please, Mr. Dave. Tell Mr. Hollywood, all them tough guys. Wait a minute. You ain't met Don here. He's coming for you.
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
the real life bad boy.
The real, hey, this is empirical training. I can assure you, I didn't go to acting school. I learned in the streets.
Hmm.
The and that there, right there, well, it just gives me a little bit more credibility on my resume. I seen it. I seen it. No,
Hmm.
but for real, but sincerely, it is horrible to be in situations. But hey, we can laugh about it. We can sing and write a good script, and that's where we're at.
Hmm. Karen, you got any final words you want to leave the people with, or what? What'd you learn today?
Oh, well, it was awesome meeting you. And just, I appreciate, like I said, thanks again for your service and just
Yes,
hearing all
ma'am.
the little bits. I know we only scratched the surface on things as far as your history, but your love of family I'm taking away, and your love of the arts. So it's awesome to
Thank
meet
you.
you. And I definitely see I can see the intimidation in those.
Ooh, not to a pretty lady like you, and to my good friend Dave here.
I want you having my back. That's what I want.
Yeah, you got Karen's back.
And don't forget, Farmers USA.
Farmers USA,
Grow
support the
America,
cause.
grow America. Come on, we're done buying from other people.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well,
All right.
this was a good time, brother. Glad to call you my friend. And once a lot of people see this, everyone's gonna know who that guy is, which is big, because we need people to know who this guy is, and you're the freaking man. So
Thank you so much. Well, you're helping me. How did I do? My first podcast and the first time in life.
you did great, man. Yeah,
Awesome.
Really?
Yeah.
absolutely
Whoa,
awesome.
entertaining. Did I hit?
And it's before 3 p.m. even. So there you go.
Oh, hey.
Exactly.
That's the best part comes out.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate y'all.
All right.
Well,
Take
thank you for
care.
having me on
Nashtyville
board.
out. Absolutely.
Talk to you again.
Well, that's it for Nashtyville. Make sure to like, follow, and subscribe. As always, see you later. Peace. Ride around my top down, window shaking a lot now. I'ma stay proud, no Kane Brown, but I thank God for these days now. Don't make sounds, crash glass, no rebounds. End town, Nashtyville, and I stay proud now.